Hey again, it's Matt, and welcome back to week 2, the perfect funnel. And today we have something really special for you. I'm excited, and I think you're going to love what we're going to do today. We're going to do some live hot seat critique. So yesterday, the call to action that I gave, and thanks for everybody who followed through and did it. And I know that there's still many of you who are working on constructing and putting up this first funnel. So if you haven't got there quite yet, no problem. Don't worry about it. But for those of you who are on it, who are hammering through these day after day and are caught up and completing everything, I'm going to reward you with a live hot seat critique of your website. Now, I'm going to try to go through all of these. I don't know how long it's going to take, okay? So I'm going to try to just kind of hammer through all of the people who, up until recording, have left their link. Okay, so if I don't make it through all of yours, please forgive me, please, and maybe later on at some point in the boot camp, as we get closer to placing ads in week 3 and 4, I'll be able to go through yours. Okay, so don't freak out and don't lose your mind if I didn't make it through yours. Okay, it's not the end of your offer. It's not the end of your world. You'll be just fine. Okay, all right, so. First of all, I'm going to jump into these, and in some of these cases, I'm actually not going to know exactly who the person is, okay? So first things first. When I give critiques, many of you have never been involved, but I do these kind of hot seat critiques almost on a weekly basis, okay? And what you need to understand about me and how I do this is I am extremely objective. I am not, just to be very clear here, I am not subjectively trying to pick you out. I'm not trying to put you down. I'm not trying to say anything personal against you whatsoever, okay? I just want to be very clear about that. Very, very clear about that. Because I am going to tear these things apart, okay? And look, the only benefit that can come from that is that you finally make some strides in the area of funnel building, okay? And these are hard transferable skills, and I want you to be able to create these funnels much better moving forward, okay? All right. So, again, I don't even really know who these are unless I scroll down and find it somewhere. Yeah, I don't even have it, okay? So, which is totally fine. It's actually just not a big deal. I just, yeah, we're gonna just bang through this stuff right quick, and I'm actually gonna pull open my highlighter as well so that we can do a little bit of drawing on the screen. So I will, as we go through this, I'm gonna do little drawings on my screen, and let me configure that real quick so that I have a good color for this. Okay, we're ready to rock. So a couple things here. I'm going to just basically go from top to bottom on this website and give you some feedback, okay? Now, your cash flow plan. Okay, so what we're looking at on this website is we have a lot of buttons, which is okay, but I'm just going to try to give you a few little pieces of advice in terms of design on this. So when I hover over this link, okay, it comes up lime green, and then if I click it, it takes me over to this survey, which is actually pretty cool. So this is pretty cool, and looks nice. I'll just let you know one thing just off the top. Using a URL like Easy Profit Site, when you put easy or profit or, for instance, passive income on a site, I'm just going to let you know you won't be able to run Facebook ads later on in this training with that kind of lingo on that. We're going to go through Facebook's compliance policies later on, but for right now, I'm just going to let you know that that language is going to be blocked from Facebook, and it won't work. So I'm just giving you kind of a precursor right now. Okay, so you have this image here, and for your background. Now, I'm just going to give you a design tip. This is just not a good color choice, okay? With the lime green here, the lime green is never a good, it's outdated. This is kind of what you would see in the late 90s, early 2000s when people are just starting to make websites. It's outdated and it looks old and it looks not very well put together. In addition, from yesterday, I gave some tips on fonts that you can use. Okay, so I would avoid fonts that look like kind of Times New Roman, and then you have multiple different fonts happening here on the page. I would recommend to you that you stick with maybe 1 or 2 fonts only. Like whatever this font is here looks beautiful, and it looks like it's kind of put together well. So Lato is a great font, and I would recommend using Lato for that. Now, one little tip and trick that you need to play around with. The reason I think that you made this all green like this is because this background image is kind of hard to see. So what you can do, I won't do it with the whole background image, but what you can do, I'm just going to take a screenshot of this image and save it to my desktop, okay? So what you can do is go into Builderall tools and lighten or darken this image. I only used a tool called PhotoJet for years, and so I'm going to just really quick, it's in my bookmark, so I'm just going to do this really quick so you can see this and it won't take very much time. What you can do with image, guys, this is a huge design thing, is you can darken the image, okay, or you can blur the image to make it look better. So what you can do here is with the exposure, okay, so you can turn down the brightness of an image. You can also put a box over the image and then set the opacity of the box to be less. But generally what you can do is you can take and just darken any image like that, and then when you have the words come over it, it just pops right off. So what I usually do for better design is I'll take and darken the image like that, about 85%, and then put white words over the top of it, and it usually looks really, really good, okay? So that's just one little tip, because you've got too many colors happening. So good design online, guys, is about less is more. Less is always more, okay? Less is always, 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 always more, okay? So I wouldn't recommend having it go from this kind of, this color here, this pinkish color, salmon color, that's actually really good, but I wouldn't have a blue outline on it. That's also not very good design. I would have something more of like whatever this color is, this pink color, just a couple shades darker for the border of that, okay? I would also make the buttons a little bit, have them have more spacing around the words. So, you know, just make the box a little bit taller and make this a little bit wider, because it's just not your standard web design, okay? There's a lot of space. There's excess space between this headline here and this headline here. There's different fonts. It's all too overwhelming, okay? When you get somebody to a website, now you're going to say, well, I only have one button. It's, you know, my info survey, my express lane. When you get somebody to a landing page, you want them to have to make one decision, and you want as little as stimulation or overwhelm as humanly possible, okay? So, for instance, all of this text, that's why we created our free business jumpstart program. So this is actually really good, but it's just kind of unclear about what's a free cash flow plan here? What's my cash flow plan, right? So I'm sure you're familiar with how most people struggle with any business type startup or growth frustration. That's why we created our free business jumpstart program, so you can quickly accelerate into producing spendable paydays. So I would also think through, is this what people really want, right? So I might say something more like, that's why we created our free there's too much words here. So here's exactly what I would say. I would say, and you could probably combine all of this into this right here as well and just have one single headline with a tiny subheadline like I explained in yesterday's video. So you could say, free cash flow plan, discover how to quickly accelerate your business and turn it into a dream rather than a nightmare. And then for the subheadline, you could say, finally become that financial rock star you've always wanted to be. Something like that, right? And then have the button below that. Now, all of this would be one, text. It would just be very easy to read. The other thing here is paydays is kind of off of the grid, off of this block, and so you just want to fix that as well. Step-by-step instructions, passive income, one-on-one mentoring. Stuck in mediocre traffic stinks. You deserve much better. So I don't even think you need this. I just think it's kind of excessive. This picture's a little bit blurry, but I get that you like it and it looks okay, but at least make it, a Lato font that's really heavily bolded, Lato heavy or something. Get into your express lane here. We don't, and again, with this image back here behind this is pretty blurry, so it just looks low quality. Like these icons, they look low quality. So I would probably get rid of this whole section. Here's how it works. Info survey, tell us how to customize your cash flow plan. So info survey, right? I would say take the free survey to customize your cash flow plan, approve your new cash flow plan, take it for a spin and experience your new cash flow plan benefits. One-to-one customized cash flow plan. Okay. So I think you're listing a lot of good stuff here. Accelerator is spelt wrong. Okay. Just as a heads up. I'm not going to be able to catch all typos, but amenities is spelt wrong. Okay, so make sure that if English, and then look at this right here. There's the P right here is cut off, and the Y here is cut off at the bottom. So there's some issue with your line height there. Okay, so those little details really matter, because then people are going to come to your website and be like, I don't even know if this person's legit. Okay. The last piece here, what I would do from a strategy standpoint is I would, when people click on this, I would make it pull open a pop-up rather than just going straight to the survey. Make them give you their name and email address, and then after they do that, then send them on to the survey or email them the survey. That's what I would recommend, because right now when you click it, they're just going to come to the survey and drop off and disappear, and you're never going to collect that lead. But that might be a good quality lead. You never know. So hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully that makes sense. Ultimately, I would highly recommend that you remove more than you add to this page, and that you simplify it. Less fonts. Only use one font, right? Only use one style. So on a button right here, if you have the underline, then use the underline on all of them. I would recommend just never using underline on buttons ever. It's just not good styling. It's not the standard for web design. Okay. So anyway, hopefully that's helpful. Again, you can go back through day 11's training and get some ideas on how to make your buttons look and how to kind of format the headline and the subheadline for this. But well done on taking action. Whoever you are, I'm not going to pull up people's names right now, but whoever you are, well done. Good job. And let's optimize and make it even better. This is the point. The point isn't that you create something and then it's just amazing and it works perfectly. That's never how life works, and this is certainly not how marketing works. Everything is a test. Okay, so I can give you all of this good feedback. The best thing you can do is to implement any feedback that you get right away. Okay? All right, well done. Okay, So this one is a little bit more simple. Well done to, it looks like Gordon. I'm not sure if that's actually you or if that's someone else, but it looks like this is in German, or maybe both languages, I'm not sure. Really well done. I mean, this looks really good. I have a few ideas about design that maybe we could help you out on. But this is free ebook. I would capitalize the B. Generally in an ebook, usually the B is capitalized. Not a big deal, but just a thought. Affiliate marketing starting booster. So I don't like the title of this. Affiliate marketing starting booster. It just the English of it doesn't work. So if this is going to be launched in a different language, that's okay. Then I would just like kind of assume that this is more easily understood in a different language. But you know, I would say affiliate marketing business booster, something like that, right? Now that sounds a lot better. Now, here's the thing. Successful is spelled wrong, so there should only be one L here. 8 simple steps to start a successful affiliate marketing business. So this is great. This is great. However, just I would make sure to either have this be a little bit different font size or font weight, or I think that because the thing is once you get down to a mobile device, no, it still looks great. No, you know what? I think you're good. I wouldn't change much here. And then down here, the only thing that I would do is I usually like to have this font here say email address. So just make it say first name and then email address. And that's perfect. I do not like the shadow behind this button and then making the hover purple. This is bad. Okay, I'm just gonna give it to you straight. This purple is real bad, and the back kind of shadow on it being purple is not great either. When it comes to shadows, they need to be extremely subtle. Okay, extremely subtle. And I would just recommend not even having one, maybe just having like a 1 pixel border around the edge that's very similar to this color. And if you're going to do a shadow, I would just recommend doing like a black shadow that's just very subtle and barely visible, like super blurry. But I would just get rid of that because these colors don't work, and this purple is so out of place here. It just doesn't work. But hey, well done on this. Okay, if you're looking for a job, stop searching. In about 10 days, you'll learn to generate income for yourself. Subscribe here to access my solution. Make sure that this is centered. All right, this is looking like it's not fully centered. But otherwise, good job. Well done. My recommendation, I think this is a mirror. My recommendation is if you're going to use a background color, don't make it just the background color of that panel or that block or box. Make it the background color of the whole page, but I would just try to choose or find a background color that's a little less bright and overwhelming to the eyes. Okay, so that's why I just tell people stick with a white background. I know everybody wants to get cute and put different background colors and lots of different shadows and text shadows and all of this stuff. I'm just here to tell you that the less is more. Less is always more. So if you're looking for a job, stop searching. Here's Amir, what I would recommend is I would recommend telling this a little bit more and couching it in your story. If you're going to talk about income, it's got to be couched in your story. You can use it like this, but it won't work on Facebook. I'm just going to let you know that right now. If you don't have plans of launching on Facebook, then awesome. I mean, more power to you. It doesn't matter. But I'm just letting you know. I would probably make this text down here a little bit smaller and then just make it white so you can see it, right? This gray, it really doesn't fit into the overall style of the page. Okay, and then I usually recommend to everybody that you have first name on the top and email on the bottom. So it says first name up here on the top and then email address on the bottom part. Okay? I'm not sure what font you're using. Looks like you might be using Lato. The other thing is you should capitalize the first letter of each of these. Okay, if you are looking for a job, words like R or A, you can leave not uppercase, but the word job, the letter J should be capitalized. Okay, and then I think everything else is good. I don't think you need to say subscribe here to access my solution. I think you could just remove that completely. It could just say if you're looking for a job, stop searching. In about 10 days, you'll learn to generate income for yourself. What are they going to do in 10 days, right? So what I would describe this a little bit more. I would say, what are they going to learn, or what are they going to do? What's the action needed, right? Enter your email below. Enter your name and email below, and you'll get instant access to a 7-day or a 10-day video series where you'll learn to generate income for yourself. Something like that. That's what I would recommend. Okay. Well done. Good job. This looks really good. Okay. It looks really, really good. So well done on taking action. All right. Live webinar. All right. I like this kind of just one little thing on this. You could maybe make the webinar, the outline on that just a little thicker. It would maybe look a little bit more authoritative, but this looks really good. The other thing, guys, when you use logos is I always recommend having the equal amount of space from the top of the page to from the top of the logo to the top of the page up here. From the bottom of the logo to the start of the page down here, you should have equal spacing there. It doesn't really matter what the spacing is, it just should be equal spacing. Okay. All right, free webinar. Create a website that makes money without frustration. Free training reveals how building a site with support gets you more sales and makes you money faster. So building a site with support. So if this webinar is about building sites with like a support plugin or like, you can see how this is confusing, right? So first of all the formatting on here and stuff, this looks really good. I mean, good job. Okay, I want to be clear on that. Really good job. I would make this free webinar, right? I would make this so that it only appears on one line. So either make it a little smaller, or you could say free webinar, create a website that makes create a website that makes money without frustration. Yeah, I might just make that a little smaller. I would center this, make sure to center this because it looks like it's not quite centered. Looks like it's off to the left a little bit. And then, if you make this smaller, make sure to make this match that smaller size as well. Okay. So free training reveals how building a site with support. This is confusing. How building a site with support gets you more sales. Okay. So I would say, and makes you money faster. So is this actually about how to use a support system? It is about a support system. Okay. So never mind. How building a site with a support system, or how okay, so what I would say is how adding a support system can increase your conversions on your website and make you money faster, right? Create the site of your dreams while having I would get rid of this. This doesn't create the site of your dreams while having someone guide you. It's just more fluff, it's more things for them to read. I think I would just get rid of that. Then down here, I mean, this looks good. Okay, this looks great. I would keep this text, the hover text, white, and then when you hover over the button, just make the button a little darker, but keep the text white when you hover. Okay. I would make this white. Okay, that'll look a lot better. And I would probably even get rid of this this light blue background if you can. I don't think you really need that. It looks fine though. I mean, you don't have to, but I would just, if you want my suggestion. Okay, so I would capitalize the word having, your, and website. Have the first letter of those capitalized. Everything else here looks good. Okay. Now these are not level. Okay, I can tell these are not aligned. These three this row basically of text, right? So how to attract clients, that should be at the exact same height on the page as this. So you want to make those fully aligned. Same with simple system of building, right? Now here, again, in terms of design, look at how these letters are all capitalized. The first letter of these are all capitalized, but over here it's not, right? So this is a lack of congruency, and it's going to make people look at your website and say, oh, this isn't professional. So same with this image right here. This image is not, it's blurry, it looks a little sloppy, okay? So it's not, again, it's not really professional. Here's a taste of what you'll learn during this training. I would just say, here's exactly what you're going to learn. Here is exactly what you're going to learn, okay? Just simplify that. Make it easier. And I would space this a little bit further. So I would make this go down on the page just a little bit to like right here, just to give the eyes a little bit more breathing room, okay? And then I would do less spacing between each of these. There's too much space between these. It looks just a little weird. How to overcome the single greatest hurdle in selling, and no, it isn't price. See, this is great. This is incredible copy, okay? How to use a support system and get your site making life-changing income in 50% less time, okay? Bonus, 3 secret steps you can start. Immediately is not spelled correctly, so just check that to get your website funnel for free. Good job. There's too much space beneath this down to the bottom of that little spot, like right here. There's just too much space from the bottom of these words down to here, so I would decrease that. So what you want, guys, when you're creating websites like this, okay, here's what I would make this look like, okay? I'm actually going to take a screenshot for you real quick, and I'm going to show you on Keynote really quick how I would make this look. Okay, so I've brought it into Keynote, okay? I brought it into Keynote. Now, what I would do here is, first of all, I would just grab all of these, okay, and save to clipboard, paste. I'm going to show you how I do this too, because I think this will be valuable for you. And I'm going to create a little box, okay, and I'm going to cover all that stuff up. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to drag this up and bring it to front. You guys can re-watch this if you want to see me do this again, but basically what I would do is do this, okay? So I would make it look something a little bit more like this, and here's why. Here's what I mean, is from the top of these words right here up to the bottom of this white box, and from the bottom of these words to the bottom of this tan box, there's the same amount of spacing, right? Now, if I was going to get really picky, here's just one other thing that I would do is I would make these spaced a little bit closer together. I'm not going to get crazy here, but I would make these bullet points spaced a little bit closer together, all right? And here's what I mean. Oops. Now let me make this the same size as it was before. So something like this, guys. Something like this. So they're a little bit closer together. And it'll look a little bit cleaner, right? So that's what I meant by there's too much space between these, is just put them a little bit closer together and it'll look a little bit better. That's really all that I meant. So here, let me do this one final time and then I'll show you kind of what I would recommend. I'm going to pause this for just a second. It would look something like this after everything is said and done. It would look something like this, right? And if we compare that to this over here, right? If we compare that, it just looks better, right? It just looks cleaner. There's less space. There's just less kind of random spacing. So it's those little spacing and padding, attention to details, that'll make all the difference. So hopefully that's helpful. All right, on to the next one. After years spent in the military, could a career in digital marketing be for you? Check out the top 10 businesses to make money online within 2019, and okay. So this looks really good. Well done. I mean, yeah, this looks really good. You might want to make. I'm glad that you have a disclaimer down here. I would have terms, privacy as well, terms and conditions and privacy policy. You can find templates for those, by the way, of what to write and everything, and put it on a website in Builderall, anywhere online. So go find a template for those. Everybody, go find a template and put terms and conditions and privacy policy at the bottom of your pages. Now, in terms of the page, it looks really good. I would make this just white. So I would just make this white and maybe darken the background a little bit. Make it darker, and then just make this white, because it would really pop off and look amazing. Because you've done a great job at design on this, so whoever this is, really well done. And then I would make this white as well, and make this white as well. I would decrease the line spacing here, so I would make these basically appear closer together. There's too much space between these. And then I would capitalize the word with and online, okay? So if you're capitalizing top and businesses and make and money, I would capitalize this with and online as well, okay, in 2019. And the all-in-one marketing software that can help you crush it. Yeah, that looks good. So I would, again, if you're going to be compliant with Facebook, they don't like it framing it around you, meaning they don't like you pointing out people or calling them out in headlines or in your ads. So you could also say, after a year spent in the military, I decided a career in digital marketing was for me. Same thing, because ultimately, look, you're not using the word you, which is more compliant with Facebook, okay? But when you say after a year spent in the military, ultimately at the end of the day, people who resonate with you are gonna respond to this. Okay, so hey, well done on this. This looks really dang good. Take a couple of those, a little bit of that feedback, and you'll be rocking. Okay, all right. So you are invited. Get a 7-day free trial. Sign up today. Get digitally empowered. All right. So let's see. 7-day free trial. Builderall helps entrepreneurs, digital business, and get your platform on the web. Get your free trial today and get digitally empowered to build something incredible. Okay. Once you have solid business, you'll ensure a user can be worth, as you can see, you really build a business. Okay, got it. So I would just, on this, since you're an affiliate, I would just make very clear not only that it's owned by an affiliate, but I would look up the FTC disclosure for affiliates. Okay, you can Google that, FTC disclosure for affiliates, and I would include that down here at the bottom along with the terms and privacy. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. I would just, so the shadow on this is a little intense. I would use a more subtle shadow, and it just says you are invited. Get a 7-day free trial. And then I have to scroll all the way down to this stuff to really even see what's going on. Okay, but the other thing is that nowhere on this page does it tell me that I can build websites or that I can create sales funnels or that I can do my email marketing, right? All it says is complete digital marketing business builder and marketing platform. So it's online business builder and marketing platform. So what I would recommend is, the first things first, digital online business. That's kind of the same thing. So online and digital, those are synonymous. Those are basically the same word. So I would just use one of those, probably digital. I would center the Builderall logo. Okay, I would center that on this page, and then I would use a longer headline. I would say, discover the world's most powerful sales funnel builder or website builder. Whatever. Get a 7-day trial of the world's most powerful website builder, whatever your ad angle is going to be. Okay, because getting digitally empowered, it's vague. I don't even really know what's going on here. Okay, but everything else here looks good. So I would just be more clear, because this is not clear what even Builderall is. So what they're gonna do, why that's so important, is they're gonna go Google Builderall and they're gonna sign up with some other affiliate. That's why it's important as an affiliate marketer to be really clear. Super important. Okay. All right, vision, marketing, and design. Okay, that's a very cool logo. I like that a lot. And I might even, just as a tip on your logo, I mean, this is just me, but I might even remove marketing and design from the bottom, because that looks a little, I'm not trying to be mean, but it looks like it cheapens it a little, right? So Apple, when you look at the Apple logo, all it is an apple, right? It says Apple. If it says anything, it says Apple. It doesn't say Apple iPhones and Macs. It doesn't say iPhones and MacBook Pros, right? But we don't really think through that. But that's the truth, right? It doesn't, when you look at the logo for Target, it doesn't say Target retail stores, right? Get everything you need. When I look at, you could look at just any big company like that. Google, if you look at the Google logo, it doesn't say web search. Okay, so I think it cheapens it a little, and I think, honestly, if I look at everything above here, just vision and then this graphic, this is awesome. I really love it. Want to start an online business? The first step, find your niche. So make this, when you're using headlines, make this as bold or as heavy a font as you can. So Lato heavy is great, or any other font that's really bold and heavy. It needs to feel heavy to it. I think as well, I would just subtly, I would make the if you can, I would make the font shadow, the text shadow, a little less heavy. I would make it more subtle. And then I would never use, my recommendation to you at least, is I wouldn't use a text shadow on like sub-headlines like this or on just normal text. I would just use white with no text shadow, because the thing is on a background that's as dark as this is, it actually makes it harder to read rather than easier to read. And the goal is to make it easier to read with a text shadow. So I would make it more look like this down here. Check your image right here. So I would make your button, if you can, center aligned, and I would make it just bigger. Make this bigger. So claim your free copy now. I would make that probably double the font size, and I would make this in all caps. The whole thing, every word, all caps, and double the font size and make it a heavy font. Make it really heavy. I would also recommend just putting first name here and then getting rid of last name. Just a lot of time, it's not all that helpful in marketing, and ultimately at the end of the day, it does deter a lot of people. It just does. I'm happy to see though that you have a Facebook pixel, so great work on that. And then for the email, I would put email address. So email address for the placeholder. But everything else here looks really good. I'm glad to see you have privacy policy, you have a disclaimer. Good job, Bridget. This is really, really great. I love to see it. And just as one final tip, I would decrease the amount of line spacing on this. There's too much space between want and then first. Like there needs to be less space, but not a lot. Not a lot. And then I would also just subtly increase the space from the top of these words to the top of this. I would maybe double or triple that spacing, and then I would decrease the amount of spacing between here and here. So whatever the spacing is from the top of these words here to up to where this meets here, I would make that equal to the bottom of these words and then the top of this image, and ultimately I would make the top of that image and this little thing, make sure that they are aligned horizontally so that the top of this photo is also the top of these words here. It'll just give your overall feel of the website more of a put together feel, and that increases conversions by a lot. Okay, well done, Bridget. Well done. All right, day 11, constructing the funnel. What are the top 10 businesses do you think to make money with? So don't ask a question in the headline, just as a tip. Tell them what they're going to learn. Okay, but hey, good job. I'm glad to see you got this thing up. I got and actually working. So well done. So I would say discover the top 10 businesses to make money online with in 2019. Okay. But hey, nice job, man. Good job. Good work. Looks great. All right. Wanting more hours than you want, missing your family. I think there's 2 spaces right here. Yeah, there's 2 spaces, so just make sure to correct that. There should only be 1 space there. And this attention to detail is something that's learned over time, guys. So I've learned that over time. Hey, good job putting legal info, terms, privacy, GDPR, and the copyright down here. Good job. Wanting more hours than you want, missing your family. Are you looking for a marketing tool that can change that? Start, grow, and scale your business quickly and easily. Okay. Hey, good job here. This looks really good. All right. A couple things. So I would make this smaller. Okay. And as we learn copywriting a little bit, I think you can combine these. So I would just say discover the so I would probably delete this. Okay, delete this up here, and I would probably just say discover the all-in-one marketing tool that can allow you, or has allowed me, to work less hours and spend more time with my family and the people that I love. And then I would just make this a little bit smaller and say start, grow, and scale your business quickly and easily. Okay? And so I would make this about half the size, something like that. And then I don't really think you need enter your name and email address. I don't like this beneath the name and email spot. So if you're gonna put it anywhere, it needs to be above this. But I think you could probably get rid of it. Okay. And then you could change this lingo here that just, you could say enter your name and email below to learn how to start, grow, and scale your business quickly and easily. And then just make this smaller so it all fits on one line. That's what I would recommend. But hey, great job. This looks really, really good. Well done. All right, must-see video. This is a little hard to read, so you might want to just brighten this up a little bit. Okay, just brighten it a hair. Picking the perfect product, but I like the font weight and everything that you've done here. This is heavy. It looks good. Picking the perfect product to promote as an affiliate. Missing one of these 5 must-haves can make all the difference between success and failure. Hey, good job. This looks really good. Provide with your name and email so we can reveal to you the PPPA formula. Hey, great job. This looks really good. Whoever did this, great job. This is beautiful. It looks well put together. You have your legal disclosures at the bottom. Just hand claps to you. It looks really good. Nice job. This up here is blurry. So up here, this is something about this is blurry, and you never want blurry images. That is the death of a website. Same with this over here, this little arrow, it's blurry. So overall, I like the thought behind it, and I like how it's set up. Just don't use blurry images is all. Gain transitional skill from this all-in-one digital marketing tool. So here's a tip, William, on ad copy. People don't want to gain transitional skills. It's not what they're after. They're after benefits, right? This is a feature. This is what they'll actually do. What's the result of this? That's what we sell to, okay? So just think through that. But it should say the word skills should be plural. But good job. This looks good. I might increase the amount of space beneath digital marketing tool and then the arrow here. They're a little bit too close together. They're kind of smashed together there. But this looks really good, man. I mean, good job. Now, I would also have this be a pop-up, right? So when they click the button, this should go to a pop-up, not just straight to a page, so that you collect their name and email address before they come here. Okay? And then you can have them create their 7-day account and sign up, okay? All right, well done on this, though. This looks really good. This here, I mean, free proven method generates business. If you're going to say generates business for you while you sleep day after day, you got to have some sort of income claim or some sort of disclosure at the bottom of your page or even up here, because it's kind of like it's claiming. So, hey, everybody who submitted their sites, well done. If you didn't submit a site yet, look, we can get to more of these later on in the boot camp. Hopefully this is helpful. All right. Now, would I have loved to go through and correct all of the different stuff in here? I would have loved to, but there's just not enough time in the day to do that with these. But hopefully I gave you enough tips, and looking at other people's will give you enough of a guideline to go and make corrections on your pages. So well done, everybody. We're wrapping up day 12.